What's up guys, Fortune here with Jackalmen Games, bringing you another Pokemon trading card game online tutorial. So when I started this series, the last set of Pokemon had just come out, Cosmic Eclipse, and it's been such a busy time with so much happening in real life that it's been a whole new release cycle, and Sword and Shield is now here to greet us. Now, luckily, not much has changed. There is a single new rule that went into effect, which says that you cannot play supporters on turn 1. But other than that, the game's pretty much the same, and all of the getting started tutorials still work just fine for you. So, at this point in the tutorial series, if you've been following along, you should have played through all of your starter decks, unlocked all the cards, and gotten around 500 or so coins, as you can see up here. We're currently sitting at 531 coins and 2 tickets. Those were unlocked through me logging in daily every so often and just getting extra stuff while I was kind of twiddling around and not recording content. So you might be wondering, alright, what do I do now? Well, you've kind of got two options. The first one, let me just mute my phone real quick. Boop, boop. Alright, the first one is if you play real life Pokemon TCG, you unlock these things. So you get one of these in every one of your real life booster packs, and you can scan them into the trading card game online, either through the camera or through just typing the code in. And when you do that, you unlock a brand new pack in the game as well as extra stuff depending on where the code came from. So if it came from a pack, you get a pack. If it came from a structure deck, you get that structure deck. If it came from something like an Elite Trainer box, you get some packs, you get some packs and you get a coin and some sleeves and things like that. So basically, if you play in real life and you get these code cards, get them scanned in so that you can get some extra stuff to kind of build up your collection quickly. Now, if you don't play in real life, the next step for you is probably going to be going over to the shop here, going over to decks, and then taking a look at all of these structure decks that you can buy for right at 500 coins. It's almost like they made the tutorial give you just enough coins to get started, right? So, generally, when it comes to these structure decks, if you're looking to be competitive and win some games, you're going to want to go newer rather than older. Usually, the newer a deck is, the more consistent it is, and power creep's definitely a really big thing in Pokemon. So, they'll usually have a lot of cards that you'll need that are considered staples, or cards that you'll need a lot of to kind of be competitive. So all three of these new decks from Sword and Shield are pretty good as far as consistency and new cards that you really need to have. So any of them are going to be a good bet. If you don't want those, though, either the Kyogre or Groudon decks are pretty good. The Dragonite deck here is really good, and if you're looking for Psychic, while not as consistent as like this Dragonite deck, it does come with a lot of really good cards in it. There's also this Charizard deck down here, which is really strong and you'll probably be seeing a lot of. And then the rest of them are all a little fun. Some of them are far more competitive than others, like these old Evolutions decks pretty much just don't run competitive at all, at least in my opinion. But they're all fun to have and nice to unlock because it adds a bunch of cards to your collection at once. So, again, you can also unlock any of these decks if you buy them in real life. They'll give you one of these codes and you'll just immediately unlock it to play with. So for me, let me go back to this real quick. One of the things that you'll want to keep in mind also is your daily goals. Your daily goals will give you extra coins and extra unlocks for you to be able to progress in the game faster. So if you go up here to, let me see, where's it? Challenges. It'll show that I have a Psychic challenge available. Knock out 5 opposing Pokemon with my Psychic Pokemon. So the first deck that I'm going to buy is actually going to be that Psychic deck. So we'll come back over here and pick up Laser Focus, leaving me with 31 coins. And then you'll see that it gives you the coin that comes with the deck, as well as all of the cards in it immediately unlocked for you. So you can go to your collection and view everything, or just click on Done. And then from here, the first thing that you'll want to do, I'll explain there, when you click on a deck, you can click on this eyeball icon, and it'll give you a listing of everything inside of that deck. You can also click on this information thing to get a little description about the deck, and you could buy multiple decks if you wanted as well. So, for me, my next play would be to go into Trainer Challenge, and then just pick any of the trainers that I haven't defeated yet, and play this deck through 12 times until this is completed. So that's pretty much just to make sure that I know how the deck plays. It gives me a very good idea of how it works, and it lets me be ready when I actually go into the versus ladder right here and try it out. Now, if you want to just jump straight into it, maybe you're already familiar with how Pokemon works and you're just good to go, you can click on versus, click on theme, and then this will show you all of the decks that you've unlocked. So you've got your starter decks here, you've got your Middle Might that you unlocked through the tutorial, and then Laser Focus that you just bought with your coins. There is a ladder that resets every so often, and the more wins that you get, the more stuff that you unlock, including higher tiers where you unlock more stuff as well. So, yeah, that's kind of a brief overview of what your next situation would do. I think that I'm going to go play around with this deck for a little bit, and then I'll be back on the last half of this video to kind of run you through just one quick game with Laser Focus, just kind of show you how that deck works. Alright guys, we are back really quickly. I'm just about to end this game against the AI. I just wanted to show you what happens when you beat the AI for the 4th time. So, this is kind of why it is so important to go through and defeat each AI when you're first starting out, because every time you defeat them for the 4th time, you unlock a pack. So that pack is, I believe, trade locked, so you're not able to trade it, but you can open it and start adding cards into your collection. And just to show you real quick, once you are done playing your deck 12 times, you unlock a booster pack for that as well. So that's kind of a quick way to build up some packs while you're learning the game, as well as learning your decks before you go into the actual what's it called? The actual versus ladder. There we go. Alright guys, so I've gotten some games in with Laser Focus to kind of learn how it works, and there are a few good starts to the game, but one of the best and most consistent ones uses Mesprit's First Contact, turn 1, to get 3 basic Pokemon down onto the board. With that, you'll probably want to do a double Inkay and single Necrozma down so that you can get those set up. Necrozma is your main attacker for this deck. And then you can use Mysterious Treasures to discard Psychic Energy to start powering the Necrozmas up quicker, all while searching out the Malamars that you need. Their Psychic Recharge is kind of what makes the deck work. And yeah, if you want a more in-depth version of what I've just done here, I'm probably going to be starting up a theme deck corner type of thing, where I go over all the different theme decks in the game, just one by one as I unlock them on this account, and it'll be a lot more in-depth than kind of what I just did here. This was just kind of an overview of how this works. So we're going to go ahead and take a look in the ladder and see what we can find. I am on like an 8-game winning streak already, so hopefully this will be a win. Let's see, Tails never fails. There we go. And this deck, I think, wants to go first. It wants to go second because you want to do the setup yet. So, would you like to go first? No. And you also want to be able to use supporters in the new meta. Alright, so we did start with an Audino, which is good. It has an ability which, while it's your active Pokemon, it allows you to draw an extra card, so it's just extra draw support, which is always good. Taurus is a decent attacker for when you don't have anything else to set up, so I'm going to go ahead and drop him on the board. And Dedenne is just dead weight, just don't even worry about it. You also kind of want to have that second Pokemon on the bench just in case your opponent pulls something out. We are facing their mirror match here, and he started with a Dedenne. So we get to draw 2 cards and flip a coin. If head, draw 2 more. I don't necessarily want to discard this hand yet, so we'll save that for next turn. And we get to draw 4, so that's pretty good. We do get our Necrozma to start us off. We'll go ahead and use Hearing to draw into a 5th card this turn. And I guess that we can just go ahead and start setting up here. Why not? And that will be our turn. Alright, so our opponent's going to be looking to probably start powering up Necrozma on the bench, and we'll just assume that this Dedenne will be a free KO. A single energy for 20 damage plus draw support isn't terrible if you start with it, so we might see the first energy drop there just so that they can drop a couple extra cards this turn. Alright, drops the Mesprit down onto the bench and deals 20. I'll be dealing 30 and healing 30 each turn, so we aren't too worried about him getting a KO there. We'll go ahead and drop the energy here. And then we will howl to draw a couple extra cards. We do get the Mysterious Treasure, as well as both an Inkay and a Malamar, and we'll go ahead and Drain Slap, which heals me up, and gets 30 damage down. Alright, so next turn, we can play Malamar, use Mysterious Treasure, put 2 energy down onto Necrozma, and he is ready to go. We're probably going to go ahead and spend 2 turns taking a knockout with Audino, and we don't want our Necrozma to be first on the board unless we don't think our opponent can answer it quickly, because we don't want to get our Necrozma out and then get instantly KO'd by his. We do have a ×2 weakness to each other, so basically both Necrozmas are going to be one-shots here. Alright, he gets his Inkay and his second Necrozma down. We are running a little bit quicker than he is, although we've drawn into the same amount of cards. I have gotten a lot of energy into my hand, so we'll go ahead and Malamar. I think that we'll Mysterious Treasure. I do have a light going out, excuse that flashing, and we'll get rid of an energy to pull out our second, I think honestly our second Necrozma, because we want to start getting our attackers set up as quickly as possible for the back and forth KOs that are going to be happening here. And we'll go ahead and attach our second energy for the turn. And we do have Weakness Guard energy, so that's good. We'll get a Drain Slap here. I'm probably going to attach my Psychic Energy to this Necrozma next turn, take the KO, see what he swaps in, and then put this Necrozma out with Weakness Guard energy. And that way I don't get instantly KO'd here. He Titanalizes, and he gets a new hand. And he gets U-turn board onto his Necrozma. So he is just going to let me take this KO for free. But he will in turn take a KO with his Necrozma, which I will then in turn take a KO on. So we'll see here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attach Weakness Guard energy. Then we'll Cynthia away this hand. And we will... Why? What am I missing? Why can't I use Malamar's? Did I already use Malamar, maybe? Alright. Also, I haven't been hearing. And we do have this guy ready. We've got both Necrozmas. I want to save this for the other Inkay Malamar. And we'll just go ahead and, I think, Drain Slap here. Yeah, I went ahead and attached the Weakness Guard energy there because I didn't want to discard it. I can't pull it from my discard with Malamar, so I wanted to go ahead and have it ready. So now, if he pulls his Necrozma out first, then I will be able to immediately KO it and pretty much take the win. He doesn't have any Malamar set up, so he won't be able to quickly ready his second Necrozma. Puts an energy down onto his Gumshoes. And he Mysterious Treasures away Dedenne for a Malamar. Does he have any energy in his discard? He does. He has one, so that'll power up his Necrozma. Oh, he's going to go ahead and power up Gumshoes. And then he Cynthia's down and grabs a U-turn board. So, we will Bugcatcher here, and we'd get to draw 4 cards. We still haven't seen our second Inkay or Malamar. Savali's pretty strong, but we need to be putting energy on these guys anyway. Oh man, I really wanted to save this spot for Inkay Malamar, but I haven't seen him yet, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. And so what happens here? If I retreat, bring this guy up, I'm doing 160. He brings this guy up, he could potentially do 160 as well. Let me see. And then this guy would have to come out with no energy. Yeah, it's not good for me to retreat here, so we'll just go ahead and Drain Slap. And I am not hearing on purpose now because we've already gone through a large amount of our deck. One extra card per turn can make a pretty big difference, especially if I were to draw into something like Cynthia, where I'd have to discard my whole hand. Most of it's dead already anyway, things that I don't want to play, but I don't want to add extra things that just get discarded and lower my turn count in this game. He does get to draw 4. And I get to place my second energy on this Necrozma and go for a Drain Slap. So I've taken 2 prizes. I did draw into a Malamar, which was prized, but I still haven't seen an Inkay. And now my opponent kind of has to respond with something. So he's probably going to move Gumshoes up, which does 90 damage, and can one-shot my Audino. U-turn board reduces my retreat cost by 1. And I do have a Taurus on there, so what's probably going to happen... Oh, he put out Necrozma. Interesting. He does have Malamar, so he can power up this Necrozma just fine. Alright, so I guess that it's time for my Necrozma to come out. So I expected Gumshoes to come out there to kind of keep his big attacker in the wings, but that didn't happen. So, Fan Club, let's see if our Inkay's in our deck. It is. Alright, so we'll drop that down, and then we will Psychic Recharge to attach an energy here. Just in case we need Taurus out there to retreat for us, we'll put U-turn board down and attach Savali. And then we will go ahead and Special Laser for the KO. Alright, so now he can put out his Audino. Probably would have put out Gumshoe so that it could retreat for free, but he had the U-turn board in his hand. He can attach an energy here and use Malamar to get Necrozma up to 3, but he's not going to do that. He's powering up his Gumshoes instead. So Gumshoes does 90 damage, plus... Yeah, so he's going to do it that way. Alright, so I think that we're in a pretty good position. I'm going to attach one to Savali, and use my Malamar to attach another one. Just for good measure, we will play another Malamar. I don't have any more Psychic Energy in my discard, and then we will Special Laser for the KO. So now my opponent will move something out to take a KO on my Necrozma, and I'll move my Necrozma out and finish powering up Savali. He'll probably move up Gumshoes here. The smart move would be to move up... Well, Audino is fine because he can free retreat. If he puts Gumshoes up to attack, he can finish powering up Necrozma, take out my Necrozma, and then I'll take out his Audino. Well, no, because I've still got 2 prizes left, so... Yeah, he's got to answer big here. That's not the right answer, though. Weakness Guard Energy is still a KO, because it's going to be dealing 160, and he only has 130 health. Then he only has a 90 health attacker to take me out. So we'll move our Necrozma up. We'll attach an energy here. Psychic Recharge and energy to Malamar. Psychic Recharge and energy to Malamar. Titan Laser, just for fun. And then we will Special Laser for the KO. Oh, I don't have the Weakness Guard Energy. Whoops. That was a miscalculation on my part, but I think we're still in a pretty good position here. Yeah, it's not 160, it's just 100, because I didn't have the Weakness Guard Energy attached. His Special Laser does take me out. So now I only need 30 damage to finish him off. He does 120, so Savali doesn't KO himself. Yeah, let's go ahead and put up my Savali. So I will go ahead and attach an energy here for fun. Psychic Recharge. And Psychic Recharge, and then this Malamar will be ready to go next turn. And we'll howl to draw a couple of cards. And we're pretty much good to go. We are going to Avenging Heart for the KO. And his biggest attacker is his Savali. But he'll probably put up Gumshoes or Audino since it has free retreat. So here comes a Savali. He's got a huge hand over there. And he does have the energy to deal the 120. Alright, so let's see. I will go ahead and attach an energy here. And we could just go into a retreating war where we just go back and forth without taking any KOs. Because I don't think we have anything on the board right now that can one-hit anything. So I think that we're going to just drop down a Yungoos and Cynthia for fun. Could have dropped the U-turn board, but whatever. And yeah, so let's see. If I retreat, how much damage do you do if you do that 120, which is KO here? Screw it. Let's just take the damage where we can get it. I don't know, I may not be in a great position. We'll see what happens. So I could have retreated there and put up Malamar to do 60. He could very easily take out that Malamar, taking a prize. It really comes down to what he wants to do here. If he puts up Gumshoes, then we're okay-ish. He's got a lot of retreating that he can do, but so do I. And there's the retreating I was thinking was going to happen. So Gumshoes comes out and hits the 90 damage. So we'll pull up Malamar. Attach an energy here. Let me see, how many... What's in my discard? Liza, not much. Okay. So yeah, we'll go ahead and attach an energy here. Malamar to attach an energy here. And then Malamar to attach an energy here. And then we just Psychic Spear for 60. Yeah, I think he's in a better position for us because he can win the retreat war. We misplayed a little bit, but that's alright. And then Savali comes up and can easily take the KOs. I don't think that I have any way to pull a Pokemon up from his bench. So let's send our Malamar up. There's our Gumshoes. And let's see, I can deal 90 here. Doesn't KO him. He attaches one energy and he's got it. If he doesn't have the energy, he can just retreat out to this guy and he still has it. I can Fan Club, just see what's in my deck. Do I have anything that could help me here? Nope, nothing that could pull anything out. Well played. Psychic Sphere, and he gets to end it. Well, alright, guys, like I said, I was on an 8 game winning streak, so it had to end sometime. But you see there the two kind of ways that this deck can play. Either way, it builds up the bench, and if you start to get into some trouble, you can start retreating back and forth without losing much of anything because you get to do what you just saw there. So yeah, that is this deck, and that is kind of the tutorial for what you need to do starting out as a player on Pokemon TCGO. I think that there's going to be one more video in this series, and that is going to be teaching you how to do some trades to build up an actual standard deck so that you can play outside of theme matches. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.